welcome to another episode of Conversation with Friends. This is Knob Radio. My name is Nicholas Nicasio. I'm joined by two dear friends here, Robert Gibbs. You there, Rob?
Right here. How's it going, Nico?
And Jerry Doris. You with us, Jerry?
Yes, I am, Nico.
So thanks, Rob, for leading us in with Mr. Bob Marley. That's such a great song, and of course, Bob has catalogs of inspiring and profound music.
Indeedy.
But Bob Marley, certainly, you could argue was a soldier of many kinds, and I think it's fair to say that he was a spiritual soldier, as it were, and listening to Bob Marley and thinking about some of his messages, I think a theme that is prevalent throughout many of his works is that of gratitude in the face of chaos, in the face of a world not in which it may not be so easy or so
accepting and forgiving.
To have gratitude. So
yeah.
So I'm in a place today of incredible gratitude because I just got over a fear that's been haunting me for a long time. A fear to take the next step in a series of treatments for an ailing limb, my left leg, and so now that procedure is behind me, I'm at least for a moment, in a place of incredible humility, and just at the same time, I certainly am aware that all of the chaos and all of the stuff that I've endured that ultimately led me to this place of needing this treatment. That's the in the film The Never-Ending Story. That's the nothing, right? That's always there. It's always there, and it's always there potentially to disturb us from our place of humility. So how do we do it? That's my question. How do we maintain humility or gratitude in the face of a world that doesn't seem to want us to do that?
Wow, that's deep. That's I remember that movie.
What's the question? What movie, Rob?
You had the Never-Ending Story.
Yes.
Story. So you had to place faith. You had to trust in an unknown, something that was beyond your control, out of your control, really, which is sort of what we have to do on a daily basis. Although many of us aren't comfortable doing that. Jerry, I think, is probably an expert in this department. He's our spiritual consultant, and
okay, right.
Jerry's floating right now. Jerry, are you floating in your room at the moment, Jerry?
Am I what?
Are you floating?
Oh, give me a break. Do I look like? Am I the Green Lantern? Am I Superman? Come on. Come on. I think when you have some people who have problems stepping out on faith. Just believing that it can happen, it will happen just believing and letting all their fears go. A lot of us have that problem, even those of us who are a believer in Jesus Christ or in God, or God and Allah is the same thing. So, or Buddha or whomever you believe in. A lot of us have issues just stepping out on faith and letting go of the problem and releasing ourselves from that problem or that issue. I was raised to believe, and with some of my own experiences, I finally understand that you have to let go and let someone else take control. That higher power, whoever you think that is, for me, that would be the Almighty Father, and through that, of course, believing through His Son Jesus Christ, that all things are possible. Putting my burdens on God, on the Lord, and just letting it go and letting God handle those problems or issues instead of me hanging on to them.
So it sounds like both of you are saying that, and Jared, sounds like you're definitely saying, if I'm hearing you correctly, then to have humility, to have gratitude, you have to ultimately yield to a higher power. Is that right?
You have to yield. Yeah, you have to yield to a higher power, and you have to let go of this, whatever the issue or the problem is.
Right. So letting go implies a higher power, though, right? Because you're letting go to something else. Is that right? So that's
right. You're letting go. You're letting go of control. That's the main issue. You're letting go of the issue. You're not controlling it. You're not trying to fix it. You're letting it go, and you're letting someone else take it. And that's part of it.
So you're releasing the responsibility, perhaps misplaced sense of responsibility.
So that's profound on so many levels, because
Sorry, go ahead.
My first reaction to that is that, well, if you're going to relinquish any fear or anything profound, if you're going to release anything to a higher power, then that necessarily implies that you ought to have a meaningful and productive and spiritually sound relationship with that higher power already, right? So that implies a whole set of circumstances that someone may or may not be trying to live up to, or involve in their life.
What would it look like?
Wait. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt here, Rob. You say you're saying you have to have already a relationship with a higher power. That's what you're saying, Nick?
No, what I'm saying is what I was hearing from your and Rob's discussion, or you guys, was that I was hearing you say is that ultimately to have humility, right? You need to yield, to give it up to a higher power, right? Is that right? I asked you that question, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You have to. I think you have to. For let me see. For myself, and I'm speaking for myself.
Right.
For me, is yielding to a higher power. Again, for me, that would be God. God or to God, but through His Son Jesus Christ, or yielding to Christ and Christ working on my behalf, and asking the Father to, grant me the things I need.
What about humanism?
And that's me. But like I said, part of it is letting go of the control that I can fix it. I can do this. I can handle. I can do all these things, but I'm not allowing wisdom to come through. I'm not allowing the problem just to fix itself. I'm not allowing this. So once I let it go, I shut myself down and push it away and say, no, God, I can't handle this. Please, you take care of it.
Oh,
And then some handling, or in some time in my experience, I've said, God, can you do this? Can you handle this? And he works through other people. For example, let's say, I was going through a situation and I asked God, God, I need this help. I need to do this. And, I get a phone call from Rob. And Rob, and I explained what's going on. Rob told you know what, I'll do this. I'll do this for you. And and of course, we hang up, and I'm thank God for handling this situation because I let go of it because he worked through someone else to fulfill my needs. But again, I think most of it is just letting go and trusting in someone or something, and knowing that it's going to be all right, and you have to let go 100%.
right. Well, certainly letting go of control has become a paramount theme in my personal life, and it certainly seems to be a philosophical theme that is intrinsic to the human condition. To me, letting go of control. I certainly was face to face with that on Thursday when I was being wheeled into the operating room. I was on the brink of having some sort of anxiety attack as I was starting to look around at all the equipment around me. I was really nervous, and I was ultimately, I think, well, I was absolutely relinquishing control to a whole bunch of people who were ultimately strangers with my life. So, is that a microcosm for something else? Maybe. So I think for me, spiritually, I would agree with you. I share a very similar spiritual understanding. But what about those people out there who may not have, who maybe, well, let's not even say, well, perhaps agnostic, or those people who are, uh, uh,
Let's
Atheist?
just say those people who are unable to relinquish, as you so eloquently put it earlier, control. If you can't
well,
relinquish
but
control,
right, yes.
as we become senior citizens, it's, eventually, oh, well, I guess different people go different ways, but there's some seniors who allow others to take care of them, and there's some that just refuse. And I suppose either way is a viable option, but I don't know. It's
I
hard.
very fundamentally ironic that it seems then that someone who is truly of sound spirituality or sound social health and sound social health would ultimately
Social
uh,
health. I like that expression. Social health.
so that's someone who's healthy in that way would ultimately be the person who would say, I relinquish control of my health to someone else, right? Because I know I need to. That's just it's very uh, on the face of it, it seems a little bit ironic, right? Because you know we would ordinarily, we perhaps might be predisposed, or might have some people might more intuitively think that
Oh, yeah.
they should stand on their own.
You're
That's perhaps
exactly
entailed pride.
right. You're getting right to the heart of the issues that seniors and senior citizens have to deal with when they make the decision to allow someone else to take care of them, whether that someone else is their own child or someone who's paid to give them care. Um, what's going through their mind? What will go through our minds when we get to that time? Are we inconveniencing these people? Are we giving them a gift to be able to give to us? Are they giving it freely? What kinds of strings are attached?